your final exam project. So we'll get to your study guide, and I'm going to give you 15 minutes to warm yourself up for the quiz. People are doing really well on the quiz. In one class, there were 13 out of 26 that had a score of 21 or higher. So I know that if you prepared yourself, you're going to be in good shape to raise your grade. And another thing is that I will drop your lowest quiz score later today. So if you are well prepared, your grade's going to go up on your quiz averages. I'll drop your lowest quiz score, your grade's going to go up. Do this extra credit right here by the due date, and your grade goes up a third time. And then the final exam, it's completely in your control. It's not a test, it's a project. So you can get an A+ on that. And so your grade has 4 super chances to go up, and maybe even 5, because next week we're going to dissect a frog, and it's a verbal quiz with your entire lab table. So it's not a regular lab write-up. So I don't see how your grade can go down from here if you have all these 5 opportunities to increase your grade. And then if you have any missing work and you do that, you can earn up to 50% credit. So that's 6 ways that your grade can go up. And with only 10 classes left, isn't that really on your radar? The end of the year grade. So keep your eye on your Canvas and your Aries report, because if you are in a situation where you have an F or a D, you've got to take these opportunities to raise your grade so that you don't have summer school. It's 6 weeks of repeating the topic of this semester, and if you didn't pass the first semester, then you have to make up 2 semesters. And if you didn't pass a couple of classes, now you've got 3 or 4 classes to make up in the summer. No way to spend your summer. So take care of business. All right, I'm going to share with you the overview of the final project, and it's clickable right there at our Canvas page. So you can follow along and open up these documents yourself. And then if you have any questions after that, I'll answer them after I go over this. So notice that it is a module, and there are 3 things inside of the module. There are 3 due dates for your project. The first one is coming up this Sunday. It's really simple. It's called Body Systems Directions. So you have to acknowledge that you've read the directions. You have to tell me if you're going to do the project by yourself or up to 3 people in a group. But be wary of working with a group. If you think that your part is only 30%, 33% if you're in a group of 3 and you've got an A quality work that you did and your other 2 partners don't do their work very well, you get the score for the group. So that's the way it is in partnerships, like in marriage. Or what if you own a company and you have a couple of partners and they just stop really working, and then the company is suffering because of that? Well, every person is 100% responsible for the grade. So if you're working with a group, you also have to realize that group dynamics are important. Everybody needs to check over everybody's work. So you can't say, well, my part was an A, but theirs wasn't. So you might consider doing this on your own, but if you are in a group, make sure that you choose your partners wisely. So that's the first part right here. And if you are in a group, you have to join a group inside of Canvas. I'm going to show you how to do that. So you may or may not have done that before, but you will be linked. So only one person has to turn it in. If your partner turns it in, it shows up on your iPad. If I grade it for one person, the grade shows up for all people in the group. So I'll show you how you link that up. You can only do that with Canvas on the website. The app doesn't work for putting yourself into a group. And I'm going to click into the directions right here underneath Body Systems Project Directions. This file is in a couple of places. Open it up and it gives you the details of this body systems. There are 7 different body systems, one more than the pictures. So you can choose to do it on the circulation system, nerves, respiratory, digestion, skeletal, and muscles, and excretory system. So you choose which one you want to do. And those are the due dates. The first one being Sunday, to tell me if you're in a group and which one you're choosing, and that you understand the rubric and how this is, because this is your final grade. The research is that you have to have 3 sources, a minimum of 3 sources, and 2 of which have to be in modern days databases. So we'll go over how you do that later. You can have 5 sources or 10 sources, but 3 is the minimum. And you're gonna make a video. And it tells you that you can use iMovie or TouchCast Studio, but you can use any software program that you'd like. Maybe on a home desktop computer, you use a different one. That's fine. And you're having to put together a model of your body systems. So a model is a physical representation of that. It's somewhat like our DNA when you use paper clips and pieces of plastic and stuff like that. So we'll go over some examples of what you can do for models. You'll have to do a little research there. So you are not graded on making the model, but you're graded on having the model and showing yourself using it and building it on camera. So that's part of your movie, but you're not turning your model in. And then you can see from this checkbox list right here that you have to have a diagram, you have to explain the functions of the organ system, and you have to describe a basic structure of at least one of the organs in the entire organ system. So if you do the circulation system, your detailed organ could be the heart, it could be a capillary, it could be a red blood cell. So organs are working together to do the function, and so you might have 10 different organs in one system. So you have to zero in on one though. And homeostasis is something we talked about in the first semester, and all the organs in your body really are designed to keep you in balance. That's what homeostasis is. So with your organ, you'll talk about the functions that it has, and basically it has a way of increasing its output or decreasing it, so that's homeostasis. As you go through, you'll find some fun facts about the body system that you'll throw in your video. And you'll also explain how your body system works in conjunction with other body systems, and you have to have 2 examples of how it also ties in with, like the muscular system, it ties in with the skeletal system. With tendons, they're connected to the bones. So you'll talk about things like that. And if you scroll down, you'll see that the video requirements are that it's about 4 to 5 minutes long. And it has a variety of approaches. You could be a documentary. You could be like a short little video that you would see on the Learning Channel. It could be like you are on a talk show as an expert. So check out the different angles that you can take with this. And you have to be in it. You have to have your video polished. So if you are having partners and they're videoing it in a really dark setting, different quality, the sound's really quiet, and then the next partner is really loud, make sure that you balance it out with the software. You don't just throw it in without editing. So you're graded on having a polished video as well. It's not very long. Sometimes having a short video is harder than having a long video and just rambling on. So we'll get to the rubric. I'm not going to go over the details of each one, but you can see that there's a heading for each of the body systems. You choose one. And up near the top, it says what you have to zero in on for that, like the digestive system, the pancreas, the small intestine, large intestine, the liver. So each one of these will tell you the basics of it. Now our textbook that you have will have some of this information too. It's a 2-year textbook, and what we are doing here is giving you a look into the anatomy class. I'll bet 25 or 30% of you are registered into anatomy for next year. So this is what you will spend 2 semesters on, going over the different body systems in a lot of detail. And there are a lot of dissections in anatomy class. We are going to have a dissection next week. We're going to dissect a frog, and we're looking at the digestive system. Now, yesterday, when I was talking about this, somebody came up to me after class and said, you know what, I kind of had a bad experience with this, like in junior high, and it makes me queasy, and, you know, it might make me sick. And I said, all right, if you have to excuse yourself from the room, if that's the case, it's not bloody or smelly, so it's not going to, you're not going to have a big reaction to it. You don't have to touch it. You can work in a partnership group, and you have a lab practical exam. I'm going to come around and ask you, where's the pancreas? What does the pancreas do? Where's the gallbladder? Where are the kidneys in the frog? So what's really cool is that you get to see all the organs are really accessible and easy to spot, and it is in the same location as where our organs are. So there's so many similarities between an amphibian and a mammal. And now at the end of this, it has a rubric. There are 10 rows. Those are the 10 categories you're graded on, and there's 10 points per category. So this adds up to 100 points. The quiz that you're going to take today is 25 points. So this has many more points. If I made this final project out of 25 points, it wouldn't dilute it at all. It doesn't matter the number of points, because this semester project is what percentage of your grade? Anybody know? 15%. Most departments on campus, their semester exam or project is 15%. Sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 20, but normally it's 15. So look at this last one here. It says group work during class. You're going to have 3 or 4 class periods to work on this. So if you're in a partnership of 3, 1 or 2 might be really working hard, and the third one says, oh, I got mine done already. I did it at home, or I'm going to do it later. And then they feel like they can watch videos or play games during class. No, you have to work together constructively. So this is the 9 or 10 point category. So if you're not working well in class, and that's for the whole group. So if your partner is bringing your team down, keep them on task. Give them an elbow and say, hey, help us find some pictures. Help us find this. So if you're dividing the work and they say they're done, then have them join in and do a little bit more. Have you heard of the 80-20 rule? In any partnership, in any company, 80% of the work gets done by what percentage of the people? 80% of the work gets done by, it's the 80-20 rule, by 20% of the people. If you have 4 people in the group, 1 person is going to do 80% of the work. So you want to work at that group dynamic and realize that it's not a clear-cut division of work. Some are going to do more than others, maybe with their expertise, and they're really good at doing the editing, and so they'll put a lot of effort into that. So go with your strengths, but make sure that everybody's working together, because if you don't have good group dynamics, that's 10% of your grade. So keep in mind all of the different categories. Storytelling, another 10 points. So if you've got the information in your video, but it's boring, it doesn't flow, it doesn't tell a story, it doesn't unfold right, then you got to work on that. If your production quality and editing isn't right, you got all the content and story, but it's annoying because so many technical problems with it, So realize that it's a whole package. You will be given a lot of time in class, but you'll probably have to do a little bit outside of class as well. All right, that is the project in a nutshell. And so do you have any general questions for me about it? You understand your homework on this project by Sunday? It's to click into this and answer 3 questions. That's why it's worth 3 points. So now let me show you how you join the group. Mackenzie?
Does all the work have to be done in class?
No. As I mentioned, everybody's going to join a group. Even if you are a single worker on your project, you're still going to go into a group. The only way to get into a group is on Canvas on the web. It doesn't work with the app. You click into people. It's on the left-hand menu. Once you're in our biology class, you will see people on the left-hand side. And then I think you have to click on body systems, or it might not show up right away. I think there's another click when you click into people. Is that true? Anybody doing it right now? But you will see body systems 1 through, I think there's 60. It doesn't matter what number you choose. If you already know that you're going to be working with an individual, and by the way, it has to be someone from this class. It can't be from someone from another block of mine or another teacher. So all of the biology classes are doing this project for a final exam project instead of the actual test that we normally would have. Normally we would have a 100-question test for a semester final. So we haven't even had a test in this class. Our normal tests are 50 questions, and this year we're having quizzes that are 25 questions. So that's why next year is going to be harder, because they don't have quizzes like this. And most classes don't even give you a study guide. So you've got to know how to put together your own tools that work for you. So when you talk to your partner, you say, all right, let's join number 27. Let's join Mike Trout's jersey number 27. And so you'll see that it's available. It has 0 out of a total of 3 students. So you can have up to 3 people per group. If you are a group on your own, you'll just put your name into one of the groups. So you click on it, and then I think there's a button that says add. So let me see if I go into student mode, what it looks like for you guys. So you click on people, and then you click the word groups, and then you would click into I don't think I can do it on my iPad, but it's easy. You just click on it, and then it says add. You can also remove yourself from a group and put yourself into another group. Yeah.
How do you lock it? Is it times where no one can
Once everyone is in, then I'll lock it. So if there's an issue with your group, then let me know, and I can move people around too. But it won't be locked until everybody is in the group. And that's what I got for you with the Body Systems final project. Hopefully you have clicked into the study guide, and you have also taken advantage of the Socrative Pre-Quiz. It is a non-graded practice quiz. And it started with 10 questions the last time we had class, and I added 10 more questions to it. So I'm going to give you 15 minutes here in class to look over the Socrative to see the additional questions if you haven't looked at it yet. And then also run through the 5 fingers of evolution, the flashcards, evolution flashcards, and maybe partner up and ask each other some questions. So you have a little study partner. So 15 minutes. And we go until 12:30. So the test or quiz is taking 10 minutes up to 30 minutes for those that really like to look things over. So we can start at like 5 minutes to 12, and that gives you 35 minutes for the quiz. If you'd like to move to a lab table, you can.